The Philadelphia Phillies came away with another come from behind victory. It's been a common theme for this team here in 2025. They are never down, they're never out of ball games. They're coming back, chipping away, coming back and winning games, coming back and getting real close to winning games, just coming up on the short end of the stick. But right now, the Phillies are playing good baseball. They keep on winning, and they got an 8-2 pretty convincing win over the Arizona Diamondbacks in that series opener Friday night there in Arizona. Again, come from behind win. They really just ended up being the better team in the end, and again, got that convincing 8-2 victory to start that series 1-0 against the Diamondbacks. Aaron Nola, the veteran, on the mound tonight for Game 2 of this 3-game series against the Diamondbacks. That is going to be an 8-10 start local time here on the East Coast in and around Philadelphia. Hopefully, Aaron Nola can bounce back, have a decent start here for the Phillies, one of his last starts of the regular season before we get into Red October for the playoffs. And the Phillies get another victory, another series win already here, heading into Sunday's series finale against the Diamondbacks. We'll see, but hopefully the Phillies continue their trend of playing good baseball and winning ball games. Welcome into Phillies Daily, everybody. I'm your host, Mike Hennelly. Make sure you guys subscribe for more Phillies content right here on Phillies Daily. Now, we all know Nick Castellanos hasn't been playing every day. He's been coming off the bench a lot lately. He's obviously been a starter since the Phillies signed him a few years ago. Really pretty good player in Major League Baseball throughout his career from multiple different teams. He was a former All-Star, including one with the Phillies a couple years ago. He's got some good offensive gifts, talent. Even in the outfield, he's worked on his defense. He's played some good defense here for the Phillies as well these past couple of years. But Nick Castellanos, he started the season pretty good. He was one of the Phillies' best and most consistent hitters, had 282 batting average through June, and then July and August, he just really went ice cold at the plate. That warranted his benching and not playing every day anymore and falling into a platoon type of role for the Phillies. But as of late, Nick Castellanos has been heating up for the team in this new role that he's platooning, coming off the bench, being a bench player, not playing every day as a starter as he's used to. It's a tough thing to do. You see that the way he's talking. You saw that if you watched the post-game interview last night after the win. They were interviewing because he had a big game for the Phillies off the bench, and he just seemed very frustrated. However, he is being a great team player. He's not making it an issue in the locker room, in the clubhouse, and he understands that he's getting paid a lot of money. The Phillies are asking him to do a certain role, and he even said himself that he needs to do that role because that's what they're paying him to do. They paid him to bring him in here and help them win a World Series championship, so he's got the right mindset, even though this is one of the most frustrating situations a professional baseball player, professional athlete can be in when you're used to being a starter, playing every day, and then you just don't see your name in that starting lineup day in and day out like you're used to. So credit to Nick Castellanos for being frustrated, but not letting it affect him overall, his play or his team, and causing an issue, because a lot of guys would cause an issue and they would speak out about their team, and it would just be horrible, especially this time of the year when you're trying to win a championship and stay focused for that main goal. And Nick Castellanos is doing just that. Last night didn't start. Max Kepler started out in right field. Nick Castellanos came in to pinch hit for Max Kepler in the 6th inning off the bench. He struck out looking in that at bat, but he didn't let that affect him. He had a 2-run, massive home run for the Phillies late in the ballgame in the 8th inning. Congrats to Nick Castellanos. That was his 250th career home run there last night against the Diamondbacks in that 8th inning off the bench. 258 career home runs. That is an impressive feat for any player. So congrats again to Nick Castellanos. Again, 2-run home run. The Phillies had just a 3-2 lead at the time late in the ballgame, just a 1-run lead. And then that 2-run home run opened it up, gave them a little bit of breathing room, 2 insurance runs, and gave them a 5-2 lead there late in the ballgame. He also had an RBI single again in the very next inning, in the 9th inning. And at that point, the Phillies broke it open a little bit more. We'll get to that in just a second. But that gave the Phillies an 8-2 lead. And that's obviously what they won by there in the 9th inning against the Diamondbacks to kick off this 3-game series with a victory. Now, again, he didn't start. Pinch hit for Max Kepler in the 6th inning. And then had that big game driving in 3 runs. Again, he was cold, very cold after a very good season overall through June, but very cold July, August. Here in September, again, he's not playing every day. But when he is on the field, he is producing right now. We saw that last night. In fact, he has a .323 batting average here in the month of September with 8 RBIs. So a big turnaround for Nick Castellanos, not playing every day. He's doing his role very well for the Phillies, and it's great to see. Hopefully he can stay hot at the plate, because in October, whether he's in the starting lineup or coming off the bench, he is going to be a huge asset if he's swinging a good bat. Again, he's known for his offense throughout his Major League career, has had a successful Major League career there offensively, throughout many, many years in the league. So when he's going good, this Phillies team, this Phillies lineup is so much better again, whether he's in the starting lineup or coming off the bench like he's been doing as of late this month or so. Now, Alec Boehm, he returned for the Phillies. He was on the 10-day IL. He was reinstated before the game last night against the Diamondbacks to kick off that series, and he had a big game as well for the Phillies. They did option Rafael Lantigua to AAA, who they called up as one of those moves when Trey Turner and Alec Boehm both landed on the IL together. Rafael Lantigua did not play for the Phillies in that short stint he was up here in the major leagues, but Alec Boehm reinstated, he's back, and he drove in 3 runs of his own last night in that win over the Arizona Diamondbacks. Alec Boehm first had an RBI double in the second inning. He also had a 2 RBI single in the 9th inning, which again helped break that open a little bit there for the Phillies. Nick Castellanos gave them that 2-run home run in the 8th inning, 5-2 lead. Alec Boehm, 2 RBI single in the 9th inning, gave them more breathing room, 7-2 lead, and then Nick Castellanos with another RBI right after that to making an 8-2 ball game, which the Phillies ended up winning that series opener 8-2. So Alec Boehm returned, swinging the bat good. Hopefully that continues as well, heading into these final games of the regular season and right into October for the playoffs. A lot of these guys are swinging good bats. Most of this team, well, the team overall is playing good brand of baseball, winning a lot of ball games. They're one of the best, if not the best teams here in the second half since the All-Star break, winning a ton of games and looking just really good. That's what you need to do. You got to be the higher team heading into the playoffs. That's the Phillies right now, so hopefully, knock on wood, they keep winning ball games and don't have a repeat of what we saw last year when they got that first round bye and then were eliminated by the New York Mets in the first round of the National League Divisional Series in 4 games. This team's playing a lot better baseball than they were at this point last year. So again, hopefully that continues in these final 8 games of the regular season. Yesterday, in that win over the Diamondbacks, the Phillies experimented a little bit with Taijuan Walker starting the ball game, and then Walker Buehler coming in relief right after. Taijuan Walker didn't let them go deep into the ball game. They wanted both of them to pitch. They wanted Walker Buehler to kind of have a long man relief kind of type of thing there. So they did just that. They were testing the waters because they wanted to see how Walker Buehler is doing out of the bullpen because obviously he's not going to be in the playoff starting rotation. So you got to see if he can be an asset coming out of the bullpen. We saw him do that a little bit last year with the Dodgers. Obviously, if you paid any attention, he got the last out and save against the New York Yankees in the World Series to close it out for the Dodgers. So he does have experience, especially in the playoffs, coming out of the bullpen. And last night, that worked for the Phillies. Taijuan Walker got the start. He did allow 2 runs in the first inning, but then he settled in, and he went 4 innings with just those 2 earned runs allowed there in the first inning. Then Walker Buehler came in right after him in that piggyback game that they had. Walker Buehler went 3 2/3 scoreless innings in relief of Taijuan Walker, so they both almost went 4 innings. He did run in a little bit of trouble there in his last inning of work. He was in there in the 8th inning, trying to go those 4 innings just like Taijuan Walker did to get through those 8 innings and then go right into the 9th inning with somebody else coming in most likely. He did allow the bases loaded with 2 outs there in the 8th inning. It got a little bit dicey. Phillies manager Rob Thompson decided to go grab Walker Buehler, brought in Tanner Banks to try to get that final out, and Tanner Banks did just that, having an incredible year for the Phillies out of the bullpen. One of the most underrated relievers in all of Major League Baseball this year in 2025, Tanner Banks. He got the final out in that tough situation with bases loaded. Still a pretty tight ball game. It was a 5-2 Phillies lead. Bases loaded again. Diamondbacks could have broke it open, made it an interesting game heading in there into the 9th inning. They didn't. Walker Buehler escapes without allowing a run. Tanner Banks helped him out by not letting one of those runs scored. Got out of it unscathed. And Taijuan Walker, Walker Buehler combo game worked for the Phillies last night in that 8-2 victory. Both of them pitched pretty well. Not great, but pretty well overall. And it's a good thing that both of them did because you just want to keep on winning these ball games here as they're trying to jump the Milwaukee Brewers for that first seed in the National League. A little bit unlikely, but who knows? There's still 8 ball games left here for the Phillies. Anything can happen. They're playing great baseball, as I said, and it's awesome to see. It's also awesome to see Harrison Bader, one of the Phillies' midseason trade deadline acquisitions, continuing just to be an absolutely special gift for the Phillies. A lot of people wanted one of those big-name outfielders to come in here, make a splash move, and try to get that superstar to help win a World Series. But Harrison Bader has honestly been incredible. A little bit of an underrated move around Major League Baseball to bring in the veteran, but he has been honestly a superstar caliber player for the Phillies since they traded for him. Last night, he was 3 for 5 with a solo home run and a double against the Diamondbacks in that series opening 8-2 victory. In fact, he has a 340 batting average now with the Phillies since they traded for him back at the July 31st trade deadline. So he wasn't playing every day at first, the first few week or so, but he's really in there every day now for the Phillies. He's getting multi-hit game after multi-hit game, a 340 batting average throughout August and now throughout more than half of the month of September. Incredible 340 batting average. Again, 3 for 5 last night, a solo home run, a double. Really, his double came real close to a home run as well, to left center fieldish area. So great stuff out of Harrison Bader. He is an energy provider, a spark plug type of player. You can just see that by his antics on the field. He's obviously getting hits, driving in runs, coming up with clutch moments for the Phillies. Above average defender, making highlight reel plays with his arm, with his speed, with his glove. And you just see him sparking this team, sparking this offense day in and day out. He is exactly a player that you want, especially come October, which is just a few days, a week or so, 2 weeks away for playoff baseball. He is the guy that can be the X factor and a guy that can help you win a World Series championship. He's showing that right now since the Phillies got him. Again, a 340 batting average since they traded for him at the July 31st trade deadline. He does have a $10 million mutual option for 2026. So that means both Harrison Bader and the Phillies have to agree on that option to pick that up and have that $10 million. Maybe he sticks around. That's not a huge price for him. A little bit older, but if he's playing like this, that's definitely worth it. Again, they both have to agree. If not, I think there's a $1.5 million buyout, and then he can become a free agent. So that's a little something to keep an eye on and look out for after the season and when we're heading into the offseason to see what kind of stuff happens there contract-wise. But Harrison Bader, credit to you, dude. You are doing incredible for the Phillies and helping them win so many ball games since you were acquired at the deadline. It's awesome. Keep it up. Keep it up, Phillies. Winning a bunch of ball games. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Phillies Daily. I'm your host, Mike Hennelly. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe for more Phillies content right here on Phillies Daily. Aaron Nola on the mound tonight. 8-10 start for the Phillies in Game 2 of this 3-game road series against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Series finale tomorrow. If the Phillies win tonight, they already get a series victory, going for a series sweep tomorrow on Sunday. But focus on Aaron Nola tonight. Hopefully he can pitch a good ball game, as I said, heading into the playoffs. They need him pitching well. He's the veteran of this staff. So, again, thank you guys for watching. And as always, go Phils.